Hello fellow Seekers and Guardians, hope you are having an amazing day, and in this video we're going to talk about how Kingdom Hearts 4 summons could be a way to service its Final Fantasy representation. And yes, I kind of read the article of this, the headline of this article, so don't judge me. But as you guys know, Kingdom Hearts is pretty much a hybrid, like a collaboration between like Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters. And the series is led by Sora. We currently, by the time of this recording, have no date of when Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be released. All we know is Kingdom Hearts 4 is in development. But I am really intrigued. Really intrigued in like what summons are they referring to that could represent, that could service this Final Fantasy representation. Because like part of like Kingdom Hearts, like if you have someone name like one thing they think about Kingdom Hearts that's not Disney related, that's not Disney, probably will say Final Fantasy or Sora. If I had to guess, it will be among the top answers. So let's give this a read, shall we? Kingdom Hearts 3 marked a pivotal moment in the franchise, culminating in the return of beloved original characters across the series games. From Roxas to Xion, Aqua to Ventus, Kingdom Hearts 3 took the time to spotlight its cast and their efforts towards bringing an end to the Dark Secret saga. While this focus was an emotional one set up for long-time fans, it also compounded the absence of Final Fantasy characters through Kingdom Hearts 3 plots, though the Hollow Bastion crew could be seen briefly in the game's Remind DLC. It's unclear to what extent or they or other Final Fantasy characters will appear in Kingdom Hearts 4. Given the brief look at Kingdom Hearts 4 currently available, it seems like there's a trailer that came out, is what I think they're saying. It seems the title will follow Sora alone for a bit of his gameplay, while the character stuck in the role of Contratum, separated from his friends and party members down on Goofy. It looks like he'll have to fell enemies through his own efforts for a time. I actually dig that, because like for the most part, with the exception of Shattered Memories, Sora didn't really have any backup, and yeah, to a certain extent, Shattered Memories, Sora did have Donald and Goofy, but like, I'm talking about the actual gameplay. Like, we had to call upon Donald and Goofy to help us. We had to call upon like the Beast, Tarzan, if they included Tarzan and Shattered Memories, Hercules, Dumbo, whatever, through the card system. So for the most part, Sora was fighting alone, essentially. He didn't have the typical Donald and Goofy to help him like we seen in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, essentially. So like, yeah, I would be out for Sora to have Sora be alone for a bit. I would actually dig that. This could be a perfect opportunity to rely on summons, not just through Disney representation, but Final Fantasy as well. Though Sora might not be close to a distance to his friends, the summons could be a way to bridge the gap between himself and those that helped him in the past. So Kingdom Hearts 4 strikes a balance between Disney and Final Fantasy summons. Though summons in Kingdom Hearts have mostly revolved around Disney characters, the feature of past Final Fantasy icons to help Sora in combat could serve as his strength and motivation for continuing on. Like Cloud summon in Shattered Memories, the opportunity for this type of representation could help to mend their absence from Kingdom Hearts 4's plot. Should the title focus on its original characters once again. Similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake's limit breaks, the summons could be used for a number of effects and boons in battle. A compromise that would work well is an instance where Sora has to fight alone. This could be the chance to see beloved characters back in the fray, striking a balance between Disney and Final Fantasy. Those with Ariel, and Simba would be likely to return, though the opportunity for other Final Fantasy X's Aurons or Final Fantasy VII's Aerith to be summoned could help to integrate them with Kingdom Hearts 4's gameplay. Aerith, as long as she isn't going to be in the plot of, like, as long as Sora and Aerith don't interact at all in the plot in Kingdom Hearts 4, then I am okay with Aerith being a summon. I know you guys might say, but Sora interacted with Genie in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and Genie was a summon, and that is true. But that's different. Genie was freed. So Genie, like, is an exception to the rule. And yes, Aerith could help with that, but it also will feel like somewhat contradictory to the plot, right? Because the Halabaston crew, Aerith included in part of that, is helping the efforts in locating Sora. So kind of being able to summon her will feel contradictory. It should be like if we're going to get like Final Fantasy characters as summons, it should be characters that aren't really part of the Halabaston crew. If you guys get what I mean. So it won't feel like some sort of contradiction is being played in any shape or form, in my humbled opinion. Anyways, while it would be nice to see these characters have relevance in the series narrative once again, especially when considering Aerith and Aurons and Aerith's own relationship with death, the ability for them to help out in battle could still give them the spotlight they deserve. Alternatively, the summons could be a cue from the recent Final Fantasy 16, allowing Sora to utilize the strength of Elkins via summon and transformation in order to be victorious in battle. Having one or two summons, like Ifrit or Shiva, available could help turn the tides of battle exceptionally, while building on the spectacle and strong reception surrounding the game's release. This could be a way to work in characters like Clive and Jill, should Kingdom Hearts 4 decide to include them. Though the precedent set by Kingdom Hearts 3 seems to suggest the series moving away from Final Fantasy characters' influence, the ability for callbacks from past titles through the use of summons could be highly advantageous. I gotta say, even though I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, even though I respect it a lot, I hope they don't do away with the Final Fantasy characters completely, because part of the reason why Kingdom Hearts is so successful is because they intertwine Final Fantasy characters into the mix. Sorry, Disney is more prominent, but like Final Fantasy is partially the reason why Kingdom Hearts is so successful. So I'm asking you, Square Enix, if you're watching, please don't exclude Final Fantasy characters. It's part of your success. It's part of the fluff that makes Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, but their appearance, not only would they work as a way for Sora to recall the impact of the Final Fantasy characters have had on his previous journeys, but their appearance wouldn't have to contend much with the plot's relevance, should that be a concern. As the years draw closer to Kingdom Hearts 4's release, it will be interesting to see how Sora's prior connections make a return to the series' next numbered title. So, I would be over Final Fantasy summons here and there, but even as a guy who hasn't really played the Final Fantasy games, I'm not hating on Final Fantasy. It just ain't my cup of tea, but I have respect for it. Partially because it helped booster Kingdom Hearts. But the only thing I'll say this, I think yeah, like on one hand, like Squall, like Cloud, Aerith, Yuffie, whatever. What could be useful and could like symbolize his like Sora's connection, like my friends are my power type deal, or them doing bringing newer Kingdom Hearts, newer like the Final Fantasy characters that has been used in Kingdom Hearts, right? As summons, while also opening the door of potentially bringing the Final Fantasy characters like Squall, Cloud, who has been like part of Sora's journey, to interact with Sora story-wise later on down the road in Kingdom Hearts 4. But with that said, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. May your hearts be your guiding keys. And I'll talk to you fellow Seekers and Guardians later. Later, taters.